Hi everybody, I'm going to do a quick primer here on drawing the brachial plexus and where the arteries fit in on that drawing. So I've got here C5, C6, C7, C8, T1, and they come together like this. All right, then we've got our trunks that look like this, and then our divisions, which I'm going to draw like this. All right, and then we have our chords, and then from the chords we have the lateral cord continues on as a nerve, and then it also comes together like this, and then the medial cord also continues as a nerve and continues like this. Then the posterior cord will divide into two nerves like that. So, and then we're going to put in all of our little branches. So we have one here, we have one that goes down this way, okay, and then we have two here, we have one here, we have three here, we have three here, okay, and now we're going to label all of them. So I like to go from distal to proximal. I don't know why, it's just force of habit. So here's our musculocutaneous nerve, here is our median nerve, here is our ulnar nerve. This will be our axillary nerve and our radial nerve. It really doesn't matter which one of those you put in there in that order. Then over here, as we go backwards, then here's our lateral pectoral nerve. Here's our thoracodorsal nerve. This is our upper subscapular and our lower subscapular. Then our medial pectoral nerve and our medial brachial cutaneous and medial antebrachial cutaneous. Then we have nerve to subclavius, and then we have suprascapular, dorsal scapular, and then long thoracic. Okay, so that's our brachial plexus, and hopefully you're able to superimpose that onto the donor when you're looking at the donor. So now let's switch colors here, and we'll put in our arteries. There we go. Okay. All right, so there are some key arteries that match the nerves here. All right, I want to emphasize that this isn't going to be completely anatomically correct, but it'll be close. So the nerves are overlying the axillary artery, which I'm going to draw here. But the thing is that the axillary artery is in front of all of the posterior cord stuff, right? So the posterior cord is named because it is behind the axillary artery. And then when we get down past the terminal branches, I'll just say for the sake of argument that axillary artery is here, right? And then when we get past that point, then it becomes the brachial artery. Okay, so this is brachial artery. And that brachial artery will divide into approximately like that. Okay, into a radial artery, and then an ulnar artery. Okay, so before the axillary artery, this is a subclavian. Okay, as we're coming over here. So, but we haven't really dealt with that too much. All right. Okay, so now off of that tube, we've got the tube in the background. Okay, got the tube in the background, and we have certain arteries that go with certain things. So, does the radial nerve go with the musculocutaneous? Does the radial artery go with the musculocutaneous nerve? No, but it does. It does go with the superficial radial nerve later. But we do have for sure a pairing of. Let's see. Let me choose a different color here. We do have for sure pairing between the ulnar nerve and the ulnar artery, right? So these two definitely go together. And then let's draw on some of the other arteries together. So we have off of the axillary artery, there's section 1, 2, and 3. So I'll just draw that here, 1, 2, and 3. All right, and section 1 has one branch, and it goes off this way, and that's the supreme thoracic. You're not going to see that anywhere, right? But it's that's there, okay? And then and that's it. One branch off of section 1. Actually, I'll draw this coming off the middle of the artery. Off of section 2, we have 2 branches. We have our thoracoacromial artery, which sends branches to the pecs this way. I don't like that. Hang on. Okay, so we have a branch that goes up with lateral pectoral and medial pectoral. All right, and that's our thoracoacromial artery. And then another branch, so I'm just going to draw a nub there. There we go. Okay, and then another branch goes with the long thoracic nerve, and that's the lateral thoracic artery. All right. And then section 3 has 3 branches. So in section 3, we have the subscapular artery. I guess I'll draw that like this. Okay. So apologies that this is going to be kind of tiny. Subscap. All right. And then we have a, oh, actually, you know what? Let's draw it this way. All right. So section 3. And so we have our subscapular artery, which is going to go down this way, like that. And then we have a posterior circumflex humeral, PCH, which runs with the axillary. Okay, these two run together. They specifically run together through the quadrangular space. And then we have the ACH, which goes this way, and you're not really going to see that at all because most of them are cut, okay? But off of the subscapular, okay, is the thoracodorsal artery, which runs with that nerve. So I'm going to put these two together, okay? So the thoracodorsal artery. And then we have the circumflex scapular. We're just going to draw this going over here. So circumflex scapular. The reason why I bring up circumflex scapular is it's easy to confuse with posterior circumflex humeral. They're both going in approximately the same direction, but PCH follows the axillary nerve. That's the key. All right, so PCH follows the axillary nerve. All right, so that is the brachial plexus plus the axillary arteries, and of course we've got our radial and our ulnar that are going down eventually to the hand. Okay, fantastic.